candidate for president Gary Barve on Tuesday might be, well, I'll just say it. It's the best back-to-back second half of the show we've ever had. If you missed the Gary Barve interview, it was the man from Iowa who was running for president, where I said at the beginning of the show, I don't know what to expect from this. I kind of did it to get him off my back. If you couldn't read between the lines of what I was saying. And I am so glad I did that. I am so glad I finally quit ignoring his emails, quit ghosting him, because it was magical last night. And I have the amount of text messages that I got during the show, the amount of text messages and my people who have my cell phone who are listening to it over the course of the several hours after the show were just, there were so many. There were so many. And if you didn't hear it, you probably need to hear the whole thing to even understand what we're talking about. But we had so many people asking, is this like a prank?
Mm-hmm. Are we being punked?
Are we being punked? And I don't think we are. And again, it's just hard to even explain. We're going to play a few clips if you missed it in the second half. But more importantly than that, I have some significant updates. I have gotten very interested in Gary Barve since I talked to him. And so I've done some work, and you will not be disappointed. That's all I'm going to say. If last night did not disappoint you, tonight, the second half of the show will not disappoint you. And I have a question to ask of all of you, those of you who listen to it. But make sure you find time to listen to it if you have not yet, because everyone who's kind of doubted it and been slow to do it, I don't send any of my stuff on the radio to my son. I know he's never going to listen to it. I know he doesn't listen to the show. He's 20 years old, doesn't listen to the show. Not that we don't have 20-year-olds who listen, but he doesn't. His roommate does, which is sad. But nonetheless, I texted him the interview today, and he really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it. So, but the update I have, you're not gonna believe some of the things I found. Unbelievable. I have found out a whole lot more about our guest last night, Gary Barve. A lot of you have asked me, is it a comedian? Is it a joke? Is it a prank? I'll answer that question coming up in the second half of the show. You are listening to Drive Time Lincoln with Jack Mitchell on KLIN.
Live and local with the issues that matter to the capital city. This is Drive Time Lincoln with Jack Mitchell, presented by Zollner Ford of Beatrice on 1499.3 KLIN.
Well, last night was among the most talked about, at least on my phone, by text interviews that we've done. There was one more that happened in the early weeks of this program that shall not be mentioned again. But this one was up there, and as I explained it, I had a man that had reached out to me several times and started calling other people in this office, trying to get a hold of me to try and get on this show. And to put it bluntly, I gave in to get him to stop. This is not an invitation for people to blow up my phone and email and everything else. But I guess I admired his persistence at some point. And I didn't want him to bother the newsroom and those sorts of things. And so I had him on. His name is Gary Barve. He told me he was running for president. He was a supporter of Donald Trump. And that was about all. And that he was from Iowa. And I thought it said Des Moines on what I read, but he told me last night, he corrected me that it was Ames. So he's from Ames, or lives in Ames. He apparently lived several places. But it's hard to explain the interview without hearing the whole thing. It really is, Steve. I don't even know. I was not prepared for what happened last night on this interview. And I don't even know how to explain it. But he filibustered. He said he kind of set up a moment on the show where he was going to announce his vice presidential running mate during that interview, created some drama, and then said Donald Trump was going to be his vice presidential running mate. I got a few questions in, asked a few questions. It actually was really fun. I'm not gonna. You pulled a few clips from this, for those who didn't hear it, and I'd really encourage you just to listen to the whole thing. But just so people have some context of what I'm talking about, give me something that kind of sets the tone for what it was like last night.
Well, let's just kind of start off where he's laid out who is Gary Barve, what does he believe, what's he going to do as president, and as your president, he's going to fight against the cartels.
I have fought against gangs and cartels such as MS-13, Tren de Aragua, Sinaloa cartel in a way that is stronger than anyone else on the planet on the political stage. I'm happy to quickly talk about that. These gangs, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, Sinaloa cartels, they literally cut people up just for fun. And I will just quickly say this, my direct message on the incredible Drive Time Lincoln show with Jack Mitchell, my direct message to MS-13, Tren de Aragua, Sinaloa cartel gang members, is get the hell out of our great United States of America. If you don't, we will incarcerate members of your gang, or I, Gary Barve, as the 48th President of the United States of America, will kick members of these gangs out of our country. Jack Mitchell and every great American patriot listening into the show right now, I'm ready to take a bullet for you. I'm ready to take a bullet for our American people because I want to keep you safe and secure.
That was a taste of what it was like. And so I had so many people like, okay, was this a gag? Was this and the answer, I mean, if it was a gag, I wasn't in on it whatsoever. Again, I did it maybe in a weak moment because I wanted not to get any emails and calls anymore from him. And I was like, it'll be interesting. Oh, man, was it interesting. And so with so many people asking me about the background, I did a little research, which I did a small amount of before. So like I had read his bio on his website. Born in Summit, New Jersey in 1984, but his family relocated to India when he was 4.5 years old. So he lived in India. So he's born in the U.S., moved to India, grew up in India and they're probably what you can hear his accent. 4.5 years old, completed his undergrad here, came back to the U.S., lived in Massachusetts, lived in Dallas, lived in Santa Clara. And he is not a stranger to being a candidate for political office, it turns out. He not only has run for the Santa Clara City Council in 2020, and among the things on his platform for the Santa Clara City Council in 2020 was eliminating the Levi's Stadium 10 o'clock curfew to increase revenue coming into the San Francisco 49ers. This is true. So, and for concerts and those sorts of things, which he's kind of got a good point. If you got a 10 o'clock curfew, how are you having a concert or event out there? Mm-hmm. Said if you remove the 10 o'clock curfew, you can sign a lot more artists. At every event Levi Stadium has, the city general fund on average generates $500,000. We need to make sure Levi Stadium is able to sign concerts. He wanted to expand Santa Clara's downtown. There's a movement to build a thriving Franklin Square downtown. I suggest we build Franklin Square downtown with high density. He wanted to build more infrastructure, more apartments, generate millions of dollars of revenue for the city as well. In a article I wrote, kind of a profile of him that was in the San Jose Spotlight, he Barve, who enjoys listening to Keith Urban while driving, considers himself an honest, dedicated person and a good consensus builder. In addition to his parents and close friend, he considers Peter Kuo, California GOP vice chair, his mentor. So there you go. One of the people who volunteered with him said Gary has some real concrete solutions to problems in Santa Clara. He wants to make sure whatever policies he supports are based on what citizens of Santa Clara wants. He has fiscal solutions that will support not only business, but citizens. So, like, I mean, it doesn't sound like a joke. I read this thing. It doesn't sound like a joke at all. With this whole thing. And, tells the story, goes up to someone. I wonder if you have a few minutes to talk to a guy about the campaign. He did it, discussed it with the city council, too much high-density housing, trying to get businesses next to housing and building too many houses. And anyway, they had a conversation, and the guy agreed to post Gary Barve's campaign sign for the San Jose City Council on his lawn. He did not win that election. He did not end up on the the Santa Clara City Council. So he then applied to, by the way, he said his campaign received 23% of the vote in a 3-person race and only about 17% Republicans in the district. So got lots of votes from other political parties. He then applied to Liberty University. This is the Falwell thing in Virginia. Granted admission to the master's program. And he did not graduate there, but he completed one course and studied in a few more courses. Then he relocated to Florida, hoping to get to work for the president's campaign. But instead, he decided to run for Congress there in 2024 as his way to serve the American people. 6 candidates ran in the Republican primary in Virginia. He received close to 2,000 votes in that. Now residing, it does say West Des Moines, so he just needs to update that. And enjoying life there. And now he's running for president. He's written a book that you can buy online. I had no idea about that, but he's written a full book. He has run not only for the Santa Clara race, the Florida race, or the Virginia race in 2020, Florida race in 2024, which Jared Moskowitz, a Democrat, eventually won. He also ran for the House in Virginia in 2022. Got 1,923 votes on that. The winner in the that was in the Florida vote. He apparently withdrew from the Virginia one, but nonetheless, he got 1,923 votes on the Republican primary. The winner got 9,503. So, in striking range, I guess, to some degree. And so we've got all of these things. I looked at his campaign financing. He's donated. I don't have the exact number. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It looks like he has donated his campaign fund, over $50,000 during these runs. And so he's put his own money into these things, and they haven't proved to win out. Moved to Florida, and you know what he told me last night? He said, I met someone at Mar-a-Lago who worked there, right? You got the clip there?
I got it.
Well, let me say this about fundraising. I'm not disclosing the dollar amount that I've raised. I will say this. I have been in front of millions and millions and millions of people across the United States of America and campaigned in so many states across the country.
You have?
Name recognition is building very fast. Let me say this. I have met with President Donald J. Trump.
What?
I have been to Mar-a-Lago a few times, and let me say this. I'm the biggest, most loyal supporter of President Donald J. Trump in America. I have a verbal endorsement from someone who works directly with President Donald J. Trump at Mar-a-Lago for about 10 to 15 years. I believe he still works for President Trump. He's a great American veteran. It's been a tremendous start to the campaign. I've also declared for my desired vice president ticket. And I will say this right now, my friend.
Who? Me?
I believe this ticket will happen. Yes, I'll let you continue.
No. Who's your... Okay, first of all, dude, you got to let me ask a couple of questions here because we're going to run out of time, and this is going to be... Okay, so, first of all, who endorsed you from Mar-a-Lago? Someone who works at Mar-a-Lago has endorsed you?
Say that again?
Did you say someone who works at Mar-a-Lago has endorsed you? I want to make sure you're giving me a lot of info.
That is correct. And not just that, I'm saying he's a great American veteran. He's a good friend of mine. I have met with him. I've had a long meeting with him, probably an hour and a half long meeting with him. He's a tremendous, great American patriot. And he works at Mar-a-Lago.
Okay. That's interesting. What's he do there? Can you say what he does there?
Well, I don't want to disclose any more details at this time. Look, let me say
Trump might be mad. So he went to Florida to get close to Trump, and apparently he was hanging out at Mar-a-Lago during this time. And so now he's in Iowa. This is something. I went to his LinkedIn page, and he lists 2 schools on his LinkedIn page. One of them is, Southern Methodist University when he was in Dallas. Said he was there. He got a Master of Business Administration. He got an MBA there. Okay, did undergrad in India, got an MBA. And the other school that he lists on there is Startright Nursery School and Kindergarten in Piscataway, New Jersey, attended years 1986 to 1987. He lists his preschool and his MBA on his education.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And then, to cap it all off, I found this out and he didn't tell me. He's a musician. Or at least his campaign is a musician. He has on Apple Music and Spotify. I don't know what other music services you use. Those are the two main ones. Probably on the other ones too. If you search Gary Barve for USA President, or probably just Gary Barve, the first thing that comes up is the podcast we did with him last night. Mm-hmm. The next things that come up are his the songs he's recorded. Covers. Did Hero by Enrique Iglesias.
Yes.
He did Perfect by Ed Sheeran. And he did Can't Help Falling in Love with You by Elvis Presley. And I want to play a little of that for you tonight as we wrap things up. Take a listen to Gary Barve. And no, I'm not kidding, so you don't need to ask me.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you?
So that's just a little taste of it. You can check out his other songs on your favorite streaming service. And here's the thing. I don't know about you guys, and maybe you'll get tired of this, but I'm officially, after trying to get rid of him, in all honesty, trying to get rid of him, I'm now a little obsessed with him. Okay?
Yeah.
And I am considering, and I don't want you guys all to come back on me and be like, Jack, why are you doing this? And listen, I mean, yes, is there funny, entertaining parts of it? I am legitimately, I like him and I'm interested in him. I'm thinking about bringing him on monthly up till I assume he wins the presidency in 2028.
Yes.
In the Barve, if you called it the Gary Barve American flag Donald Trump ticket.
Yes.
Donald J. Trump. Let me know if you're okay with that, because I'd really like to do it. But that's it for the show. Have a great night, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow morning.
Some things are meant